Yeah, okay. Now we're live. Check it out. There was a lot of static before. I don't know where that came from. Cold open, as it were, my friends. I meant to sign in a little bit earlier, but kind of got whacked out with this. We're tearing up a piano today. I kind of ate into my day. So let's see what I've got 3 whole minutes before the show starts. So technically, I'm still early. I wish I was a little bit earlier so that way I can actually get a little bit of inking done on some of the pieces that are already pieces that belong to people. So right now it's like I'm putting 3 lines down on Maurice's piece right now. So at least there's that. So forgive me for my tardiness. I will I will tighten up this here schedule so that way and don't worry, I have the little TV border on here just for the just for the little pre-show thing, so that way it doesn't take up half the screen. But I hope everybody's having a good weekend. I will jump in the chat here in just a few moments and see who is here with us. Yeah, I see a couple of people already hopping into the chat. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see. Let me do a little bit of due diligence here. And at the very least, I'll put down some ink lines before we start up. I do have a special piece that we're going to have uh, as part of our auction tonight. It'll be an extra piece that we can throw in to see if you guys would like it, and hopefully you guys do like it because it's a big 2-page spread from the Nera X Zombies versus Cheerleaders issue that we did, and I really like that issue. That issue came out really good. So at least putting down a couple of lines, little preacher, a little warm up. I could use a little bit of a warm up before the show starts. So doing the pre-show is actually a great idea. I thank you guys for suggesting that. Gets me into the mood, gets the studio cooking. As you can see here, this was an Irish theme with Scribe in the background being his usual self. Only got a minute left. Well, let me at least outline this background area here real quick. And then we will start the show and jump in the chat. We'll say hi to everybody, see how everybody's doing. There we go. Got a nice little start on there. At least you'll see what the next piece of art that's going to be on the desk as far as the inking of things. So let me come over here because it's about time to start this show. So I'll tell you what, guys, let me go over here real quick and set this up so we can get started. All right, I'll see you in the chat in just a minute. All right, that means we've officially started. All right, cool. All right, let me turn down my volume a little bit. At least I double checked and made sure my mic was on before I started hitting all the rest of the buttons. Let me see who's in the chat with us. Kevin, what's up, dude? Kevin says, I will bribe you with a piece of birthday cake to get an under siege greeting from a certain lovely angel. Whistles innocently. He said that's not fair to anyone else. Well, technically, that's the first official idea being bantered about. Let's see. Let me put Maurice's piece back in his shelf here. I wanted to put down I wanted to get a lot more inking done on his piece before we actually started the show. But I was starting not as early as I wanted to start, like a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes early, and just ink and hang out for a little bit before we started up. But we shall see, Mr. Not Fair to Everyone Else. We shall see. This is the first idea of the evening. Ken, what's up, dude? Evening, my good friend. Ken Albury's in the house. Hey, what's up? Saying hey to everyone. That's awesome. Let's see. Kevin says, why were you tearing up a piano? Well, a couple years ago, Kat wanted to get a piano, and we got a free piano from these nice people that were moving out of their house. Apparently, you could find free pianos. I mean, they're not in great shape, but they're good enough to practice on and, have a little piano situation going on in your house. So that's what we did. We found a family that was getting rid of a piano because apparently it's more expensive to get rid of an old piano or to maintain an old piano than it is to even freaking buy a new one, really. So this was like a really old piano. We had it for a while. Kat's rearranging the living room and doing some things with the house, and we needed some space. We don't really play that piano because it's really gotten in bad shape. So it was just its time. It actually cost more money to try and keep it alive than it would be to do anything else with it. So that's why we were tearing up a piano, making some space. We're gonna put like a cool bookcase and stuff in the living room. It's part of Kat's design for the rest of the house. I live in my corner of the studio, so I'm good. And her taste in setting up things in the house is actually quite nice. So I like her style. She's good. It's good to leave her in charge of that. So I help out with that. Yeah, Ken says, Ken Omega in the house. Ken Alpha. We do have twice the amount of Kens than any other show. It's awesome. Z Kevin says, hi, Ken Alpha and Omega. Alpha and Omega. Very cool. Ken saying hello. Let's see, Kevin. Welcome back. Absolutely. You guys are awesome. See, Ken says, jumping in on my phone for a couple of minutes. All right, that's awesome, dude. I'm glad that you're hanging out with us for a little bit, even if it's for just a little while. I'm glad that you're here, man. I know everybody else is too. Kevin says you are missing the Savannah Bananas in San Diego. I don't know what that is, but we're gonna find out. Kevin says jumping on your phone. I hope you don't break it. We love that things are spread. Ken says, are you implying that I'm fat? Kevin says, would you want someone even skinny jumping on your phone? That's a good point. That's a good point. Ken says, all right. Wife unpause the movie. Maybe back later. Have fun. All right, dude. You have a good one, dude. Hopefully you'll be back. You'll sneak over here later. It'll be cool. Courtney, what's up? Courtney saying hello right back. Super glad you're hanging out with us. Kevin says, happy wife, happy life. Yeah, she unpaused the movie, man. Just head back to the movie. Kevin says hi to Courtney. That's awesome. Very cool. Let's see. Bill, keep in mind that tomorrow is National Grandparents' Day. Ooh. I did not know that. That is something to keep in mind. Thank you for the reminder. Kevin says that's a lovely Wonder Woman in the intro. Muchas gracias. Kevin says, yes, I did find the button. People can hear me. Yes, I'm getting better. Christopher Bouchard, what's up, dude? Glad you're hanging out with us tonight, man. That's awesome. Kevin says, welcome. Christopher says, how about a hot Harley Quinn? You know what? So far, we've got 2 ideas being bantered about. Harley Quinn is a fantastic idea. What do you think? Like the ponytails Harley Quinn, like without the or the classic one, like from the animated series. I always like I like the one with the ponytails with the little short shorts. She's a sexy one. And then the other idea that was being bantered around was, even though I think we have done a birthday cake type of piece before. Well, actually, Courtney's piece is the Cyber Angel coming out of the birthday cake. So we have done that recently. So a hot Harley Quinn is the newest idea of the evening. Ken says, happy almost birthday, Kevin. Courtney says, Kevin, is it your birthday? Kevin says, so why weren't you here? Christopher saying hello. That's awesome. Kevin says, so in the long run, you ended up doing the piano disposal. I know. Well, here's the thing, too. We did call a couple different companies that do this sort of thing, and they're charging a whole bunch of money to come over here and pick up a piano. We ended up calling, because the piano is in such disrepair. I'm really assuming nobody's going to put any money into this piano. It's going to go to the dump. So we actually called, those types of companies to come over here and pick it up, and they give us an estimate. They went through their phone. I was thinking it was going to be like $200 for them to pick it up, because I think people even pick up cars and things like that for like a few $100s. So they went through their thing, through their price guide, through their labor, blah blah blah. They went through the thing. Ended up being more like $750. So I was just like, wow, $750 is a lot for that to just get picked up and taken away. So we decided to make it into little pieces ourselves. Save $700. I don't have $700 for piano disposal. You crazy? Ken saying hello. That's awesome. Some person, what's up, dude? Glad you're hanging out with us tonight. Giving out big hellos to everybody. That's awesome. Kevin says, use the piano keys to make a coffee table with butt teeth. I kept on thinking of different things to do with all the parts, and I'm just like, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for sculptures right now. I got lots of commissions to catch up on. I got book deadlines to catch up on. So that's no piano. The piano is just going away. It's going to get loaded up into the truck, and it's going to disappear into the horizon. Some person says hello to Kat, possibly hiding somewhere. She's actually turned in for the evening. She turned into an early person today. So I am upstairs, the lone wolf in the upstairs studio, hanging out by myself. But am I by myself? I'm hanging out with everybody here, man. This is awesome. But yeah, Kat's already turned in for the evening. But I will definitely say that you said hello, because she always likes to know that people have said hello. That's awesome. Very cool. Saying hello. Courtney says the drawing should be all the angels issuing Kevin his birthday spanking. That might take longer than we have tonight, but knowing that it's Kevin's birthday coming up, maybe Kevin's idea of the birthday cake under siege situation might actually come to be. It might actually have to happen tonight, because your birthday's coming up, dude. I think it might have to be. Ken saying hello. That's cool. Very, very cool. Let's see. Ken says, what happened to your lingerie football idea? Oh. Courtney says, start a football season. Are the Angels in the lingerie league? That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. That's a possibility. With football getting started, got the Cyber Angels, got some lingerie. Getting some good ideas here. You guys are starting to paint a picture. Kevin says, well, Courtney, a few years back, I got birthday wishes from a bunch of porn stars, which is, that's actually really cool. Ken says, as far as Harley, I actually prefer the Arkham Games version. Yeah, you know what? I like that version too. Yep. I like that version too. She's edgy, still crazy, still sexy. A little bit more edgy though. I like it. Kevin says it's my day on Monday. Wow, happy early birthday, my friend. That's awesome. Might have to do something. Let's see. Christopher Bouchard says I agree with the Arkham and the Harley show. Okay, yeah. The Arkham look might be the way to go tonight. We got 2 votes for Arkham Harley. That's good. Ken says, yeah, the show version is great. Are you talking about, when you say the show version, are you talking about the animated series version, which is like her classic red and black costume with the mask and the hood? Or are we talking about like her, because she has her edgy animated series that she has herself. So I got 2 different looks there. Kevin says, all by yourself. No, don't sing that song now. It'll get stuck in my head. Kevin says, let them have their Harley. Well, don't worry, Kevin. We might surprise you with a birthday gift later. So don't you fret. We will play around with some ideas tonight. And don't worry, I've got till Monday to surprise you with something. Ken says the new show. Okay, cool. I'll look up some reference from the new show, because I think I've seen the new show. And I like the little shorts and stuff. So it's like I'll see that I get that look. Christopher says full body version of Hot Harley. Yes, I like that idea. You know what? Let me look up the Harley Quinn animated show real quick. That way I'll get a couple quick bits of reference. There you go. Just get this up here. Oh, yeah. I like that little outfit that she wears for this show. That's awesome. All right, let me snap a couple pictures. That way I've got my reference all set up. Nice. Yep, that sounds like a plan. I think our first character tonight is going to be Harley. Sexy Harley. All right, let me leave that over there. Let me catch up with the chat, and then we're going to get started with some drawing, and then we'll be back and forth. Mighty Geek, what's up, dude? Glad you're hanging out with us tonight. Let's see, a fight scene between Nira X and Harley Quinn. Well, you know what? We got so many votes for Harley Quinn, but this is definitely going to be a Harley Quinn night. And maybe a fight with Nira X, or possibly having Nira X captured in some kinky way. I like that idea. I like you popped that idea into my brain. Now I like that. I like that. Christopher says the edgy version with some Arkham. Ken says lingerie football angels are now stuck in my head. Yeah, that's a possibility. I think for the second piece we might actually dip into that. We'll see how much time we have, because that would be cool. It'll definitely limit how many characters. Not that we can't add characters after the show, but at least we'll get like the main drawing done. So let's see. Jason, what's up, dude? Glad you're hanging out with us, man. It's like Jason says, spooky ideas. I know you've been watching Alien Earth. Yes, I have been watching Alien Earth. I gotta see where this all goes. Oh, no way. Ken just shared something with me on the old phone. Oh man, crap. I don't think I could share this on. Well, here we go. I'll put my finger across it. Here we go. Let me put my finger across it. We got Cyber Angels in a football situation, but they're topless, so I gotta cover them up. There we go. We got Mercy and Allura. Oh, it's too bad I have to cover it up. It sucks. I'm covering up like almost the whole screen. But that's cool, man. I'm glad you shared that with me, dude. That's a good memory. I see Kevin says, I have been to one of the lingerie football games. The girls really do get down and dirty. Yeah, they get hardcore, man. It's like, freaking, you don't want to mess with them when they get the ball. That's it. Kevin says, Hot Harley, who set her on fire. Burning sensation, Kevin. They have creams for that. Kevin says, Nira in the Batgirl outfit. Oh, that's kind of a good idea. That'd be the reason why she would capture her, right? Maybe she's torturing her. I know I would share it, but it's like I don't know how to. I gotta edit it because it's got toplessness, and the YouTubes won't let me. Yeah. Okay. Well. All right. Harley capturing a Batgirl Mira X is awesome. Okay, I like this. I like this. All right. Let me get my little reference over here, so we're good. All right, Hot Harley. Let's see. Let's see what we're gonna do tonight. Let me get this over here. A little bit closer to the papers. That way we can see what's going on. See what's happening. All right. Let me put some. I'll put some pencil lines down. This piece is going to be drawn like our normal pieces, which are. It's going to be a somewhat loose pencil with the intention of inking it after we're all done. So for anybody who hasn't watched our show before, what we do is we banter about in the chat for a little while, come up with some ideas for what our drawing of the evening is going to entail. Sometimes they're crazy ideas, sometimes they're sexy ideas, sometimes they're just funny ideas. And then I will pencil it, hopefully within, we try to do 2 pieces, but sometimes there's only time for 1. One time we had time for 3. So I will pencil it as quickly as I can, so that way we see the idea of the picture, and then at midnight we auction off the artwork to one lucky winner in the chat. So if you happen to be watching, especially if you're watching from one of my Facebook pages, it's really it's much better. It's better all around if you come and join us directly on the live chat on the YouTube channel, because everything is synced up much better. I won't miss any of the comments, and also when we do the countdown for the auction, it's synced up a little bit better, so that way your timing is a little bit better if you happen to be sniping away, as it were. And that's what we do. And then we just send a PayPal to your old boy Bill over here, and then we mail the artwork to you once it's all inked and finished. Something else we like to do is, actually, I want to do the eye a little bit different. Something else that we do also, which has been slow coming. I appreciate your patience on the Patreon page, but we do digital color versions of these images, and we put them up on our secret Patreon page. So I'll tell you guys about that a little bit later in the show, so that I can share the link with you and stuff. Let's get Harley's expression on here first, and I'm gonna jump back in the chat real quick once I get Harley nice and happy over here. But yeah, the artwork that you would receive in the mail is going to be fully inked. It's going to be a completed piece, similar to. Let me see if I have a completed piece handy right around here. Like it'll be fully inked, kind of like this one. Which, by the way, this does bring up a topic. This does bring up something for a little bit later in the show. I do have I have an extra piece of artwork for the auction tonight for you to consider, and it is from, and you will also receive the comic book that this page is from. So I will show that to you real quick. This is the hollow foil variant edition of Nira X, Zombie versus Cheerleaders, and there is a 2-page spread. If I could find it, there you go. Let me find this thing here. There you go. There's a 2-page spread right here. All right, so I'm gonna set this off to the side. You receive the actual comic, the hollow foil edition, and we're gonna be bidding on this tonight, the 2-page spread from that issue with the zombies and everybody all being attacked and the cheerleaders and Mira X in the corner. So this is just a little tease for later in the show. I didn't want to spring it on you at the very end because if you're choosing between one thing and another, and we're tossing ideas around and stuff like that, I want you guys to know that that's going to be coming up over there a little bit later. All right, I don't want Harley to be bald before I jump in the chat. So let me give her a little bit of hair. Yeah, so we got a couple pieces of artwork for tonight to play around with, and then and we'll see how the evening goes. Here we go. Let me get my little reference up here again, so that way that's good. Oops, there we go. Excellent. I'll jump in the chat in just a second, guys. Hopefully I'm not falling too far behind. I like to have her ponytail like flying in the wind and stuff, being all dramatic. All right, let's leave that right there just for a moment. Let's catch up with you guys real quick. Make sure I didn't fall too far behind. All right, I think we're doing good. Doing good. Some person says Clayface as a mud trap. That's actually a cool idea to include Clayface in there too. We can actually put a couple of characters in here. That's a really good idea. Maybe Clayface is the trap. Let's see, I'm going to have her here. Leg, Batgirl. Let's see where we're gonna put Clayface here. All right, I'm just marking a little spot real quick where we're gonna put Clayface. So I got a general idea. That's a really good idea, dude. That's a good idea. I like that. I just didn't want to get to the bottom of the chat and then forget about adding him in because that's a good idea. I like that. We're going with that. Somebody says wouldn't have to take up much room. Yeah, I know. It's like Clayface is easy to like squeeze into the corners and stuff. Clayface might actually be the thing that's trapping Batgirl down. I think that's good. That's good. Let's see. Ken says the new Harley shows Clayface is pinnacle Clayface. Christopher says at some person, good idea. Yeah, it's a good idea. I love that idea. Some person says if she's captured, I keep seeing a devious Vincent Price, maybe Alfred. He looks similar to him. doing the big laugh in the background. Ken says mud wrestling in a pool of Clayface. Kevin says a happy Harley. That's one that's ridden hard. Vroom. Just like whose faces are on there? Some person says, I know how much your fans like mud wrestling. Now, I think, if I remember right, Clayface, yeah, there you go. Here's Clayface right here. I kind of like the way Clayface looks in the original animated series, but Clayface takes on any shape, so I mean, we're good. So let me, oops, here we go. Let me see if I can get a couple more little pictures of Clayface, just because he's got a distinct look for Harley's show. There we go. Okay, good. All right, got a couple of shots. Got some shots to work with. Okay, back over here. All right, now we're good. Back to work. Yeah, this I think this is gonna be a fun piece, guys. This is gonna be a fun piece. So you got the little fingerless gloves. Make it look all cool. Yeah, we'll fix that hand a little bit. I know we're penciling some things loose, but that doesn't mean she has to have a claw hand. Here we go. We'll give her a cooler looking hand. It's like Danger Will Robinson. My goodness. All right, this is much better. Much better. I'm going to draw her little top here. I always like that little midriff thing she's got going on. I'll give her a little battle damage. She's been working over here. She's working. That's cool. I like the fact that she's got the stars on her outfit. And she's got the diamond on the other side. All right, starting to get somewhere. Let's see, do I have this leg up? I think I do. Give her some big sexy legs. Okay, let's take a minute. I'll catch up with the chat real quick, make sure I didn't fall behind too much. Ah, perfect. Right, we're doing good. We're doing good. Let's see. Kevin says, at Ken, you said pinnacle Clayface, and my mind went into the muck. Clayface with a pinnacle for the ladies. After all, he's DC's version of Venom. Let's see. Ken says, Bill, do you watch the new Harley show? If not, you absolutely should. I've seen one episode, and I'm sure it's not. I'm not watching them in order. I think I just picked a random episode, and it was really because of there's a soundbite that I saw where Joker captured Batman, and he's all pissed off because Scarecrow unmasked him, and he's like, "I put money down for my electric car, Bruce. Where the hell's my electric car?" So yeah, I saw like 1.5 episodes worth so far. Like the sense of humor is like so on point. I love it. So yeah, I do have to take some time to watch some more episodes for sure. I'll make her shorts really small. Make her shorts tiny. Let's see here. Okay. I'm just checking her gloves. I was checking the color of the gloves. Red glove one side, green or red glove, black glove. I want to make sure I got her straight. Might have to change where her ponytail is flying because I want her to hold the bat right here. So I'm gonna change her ponytail just a little bit. I'll change this one too, since I'm changing the other one a little bit. There we go. I don't know why I want to draw her bare feet. I think I want her like putting her feet in on Clayface's face or something. I'm not sure why Harley's feeling kinky tonight. It's not my fault, man. She's the one doing it, not me. And we still got to fit in where Batgirl's going to be heading here. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be a fun one. There you go. All right. Let me see where we are here. Make sure I don't fall behind too bad. Night Phoenix, what's up, dude? What are we drawing tonight? All right. So what we've got so far in the idea pool, we've got the animated version of Harley Quinn from her show, her most recent show. She's captured Batgirl, but Nira X is Batgirl, and we believe that the thing that's holding Batgirl down is going to be Clayface. So that is the mix. That's the mix of the things tonight. Very cool. Some person saying hello. Let's see. Kevin says, Leslie, why would you suggest building something other than drawing? Don't encourage him to get distracted. Do I have to use Chet's whip against you? Oh, man. Night Phoenix saying hello. That's awesome. Ken says, LOL, the man needs downtime. Not too much, though. Not too much. No, yeah. The tearing apart the piano today was perfect. It was stress relieving. It was nice. It was soothing. It was like having an escape room, but in my own backyard. I'm escaping the presence of the old piano. So it was also my exercise for the day. So got the heart pumping. Got me going. Got me going. Got the sledgehammer out. Night Phoenix says Harley Quinn, excellent. Thanks, dude. Yeah. Everybody's tossing around some good ideas tonight. It's I like where things are headed tonight. Some person says, I think you might be developing a foot fetish, Bill. I know. Well, here's the thing. For the longest time, my feet really, really sucked, and I've people pay me to get better, so I have to get better. So I keep on, every time I have a chance, I do relish the chance to draw bare feet, because I'm trying to get better and better at them. So So now they're acceptable. They're acceptable little cute little bare feet. But I still want to get better at them. Still want to get better. I have a lot to go. You're always learning, man. Art is a never-ending process. And you might be right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I see Kevin says, right, not too much. Yeah, not too much downtime. Exactly. Some person says, I don't know why I want to draw her barefooted. I have no idea. What are you guys on the internet or something? Some person says, I'm not comparing him to Liefeld. Kevin. That's much appreciated. Thank you, my friend. Night Phoenix says, awesome. Thank you, dude. Thank you, dude. Let's see, Ken says, Bill has a foot fetish already. He likes to draw them big. But not too big. I'm not trying to put like hobbit feet on these chicks. I don't want to get carried away in a weird way. Kevin says, you have to say that with a Montgomery Burns tone. Yes. Well, Mr. Burns. Some person says, I remember that figure you drew one time. He was a cartoon hanging from Nira's foot. I don't know why I'm drawing this. Ken says, hey, I love the mouse foot. Thanks, Ken. That's right, man. Stand up for me, dude. That's right. All right, so I got to figure out how poor Nira X as Batgirl is gonna fit into this piece here. So let's start putting captured Batgirl in position. She's gonna be like, oh shit, what's going on? All right, so I think I got her face over here. She's wondering what's going on. What's going on? You've got to realize, man, if you're gonna play a Bat character, every once in a while there's gonna be sexy traps. It is part of the Bat tradition. Let's see, a little bit higher on the nose. I'm gonna get that right on the nose. There we go. That's better. See what expression Nira's got on her. She's like, this is not how I thought this evening was gonna go. Thought I was gonna throw some batarangs. Have a nice grappling hook evening. It is cool seeing Nira as Batgirl. I kind of like that. I like that idea. You can see her delta right through the mask. Oh, what's going to be happening to poor Nira in the next exciting episode? Let's see here. Night Phoenix says, Bill, on that Tarantino grind. You see what happens? My influences I wear my influences on my sleeve, or on my foot, as it were. Or on someone else's foot. Kevin says it's better than an elephant foot, but not as good as camel toe. But bump. Yeah, I know, right? Kevin says, so does this make Harley bat ma'am? It's ma'am. Some person says, I could see Harley pulling on a rein connected to Batgirl's mouth. I can kind of see that too. We'll see. We'll see. Almost seemed like it's right there, right? Kevin says, I just saw this in my mind. It's Allura as Harley, and she's really getting into character, perhaps too much. Kevin says, Allura, I thought we were just practicing for Halloween. That's a possibility. It could be Allura. I mean, all it would take is a beauty mark and a delta on her cheek. That's a possibility. Paul, what's up, dude? Glad you're hanging out with us, man. Paul says, oh man, I'm late to the perfect pervert party again. My gosh. When you're right, you're right. You know our little group well, my friend. All right, let's see how the rest of this body position is going to go. I gotta see where Clayface is gonna fit in so that he's the one trapping her. Let's see here. Do I see this leg? Do I not see this leg? This is the question. These are questions. Because I might not actually see Harley's other leg. She might be on top of me. Judging by where her torso has to be. All right, we're figuring out these positions. What is happening on this rooftop is what I'm saying. All right, gotta figure out where her arm's gonna go. Nira's like, this is quite the night. Ha, said Knight. She is the knight. Sort of. This is Gotham City as its finest right here. We'll make sure that this doesn't actually look like Harley's other leg. Put in a little drop shadow here. And draw Harley's other leg right here. My goodness, this is like a torturous scene. All right, there we go. That way we don't have a lot of Confucius going on. All right, now I said Clayface was going to be down here at the bottom, so we're gonna figure out how Clayface fits into this into this situation. This is about a weekend situation here. Oh, look at this! I fell behind on the chat a little bit. Okay, let me catch up with the chat, and then we will continue trying to figure out where Clayface is going to fit into this situation here. All right, some person is saying hello to Paul. Awesome, awesome. Turbo Harley. Hi, Bill. Harley, watching you draw Harley. It's awesome. I'm glad you're hanging out with us. That's awesome. Some person saying hello. That's cool. Ken says meta. That is meta. Paul says Batgirl in doggy style. Wow. I did come in at the right time. Kevin says we need Daffy Duck to say that. It's like perfect pervert party. He'd get all the ladies wet with the spittle. Thumbs up from Turbo. Thanks so much. Christy Han, what's up, dude? Glad you're hanging out with us tonight. Very nice. Chris says, did you keep any piano keys? No, not this time. Not this time. This as many parts of that piano is going to go off into the sunset as possible. So that was just my domestic duties for the evening. Kevin says, Paul, if you win this, I could be what you it could be what you think it is, and Harley may have whipped out her other bat for the coming event. Did I read that right? Christy Hen says, note to self, be sharp. It's better than B flat. That's right. Let's see. Nothing around here is flat. That's right. Damn it. It's a Gotham weekend. It's a Saturday night in Gotham, and this is what's happening. This is what's going on. Ken says, Harley, that is no way to treat a paraplegic. Paul says, I am the Nera of the X. I am the camel of the toe. I am Darkling Duck. You'll have to put the dramatic lightning and music in the background. Very cool. Some person saying hello. That's cool. Ken saying hey. Ken says the way Harley is behind her, it looks like there's a strap device she may be wearing. I cannot confirm nor deny what happens in Gotham City at night when it looks like it might be happening. Chrissy Ann says, hey, Sam and Ken. Okay, cool. Kevin says, yes, you read it right. I typed too fast. Paul says, the not safe for Gotham version. This is very, very true. All right, so we have a specific Clayface because this is the from Harley's animated version. So I think we're gonna have Clayface. You know, I was gonna have him facing away, but his face is gonna be way funnier if I have him facing towards. Like, this is possibly Clayface's best night in Gotham. As far as I could tell. Draw Clayface's pearly whites here. Yeah, I'm used to drawing Clayface like the animated series, like that first animated version of Clayface. So it's pretty fun actually drawing this version. So I'm glad you guys wanted that. This is a heck of a trap. It only gets worse. All right, let's see. We have Clayface kind of like clamping her legs back here, got her boots on and stuff. Yeah, we'll do something with that area right there. All right, so there's all clay, the pool of clay face at the bottom. Have Nira's hair flowing down here. Yeah, this is a hell of a night in Gotham going on right now. Unhinged. What's up, man? I'm glad you're hanging out with us, dude. Start the show. I know this is Gotham. Gotham is all over the place on this place right here. Not safe for Gotham. Exactly. As he Paul says, Harley animated virgin. Oh. Kevin says, Clayface. What's that? And what is that thing under me? Why is it? Hey, it shouldn't be touching me like that. Some person saying hello. That's cool, cool. All right, so we got them, got them, got them, got Nira, got Clayface. Let me see here. Almost need like one more little element right back here, and I think it'll do it for this particular pick. And then we will continue our journey in the evening. You know what? We're actually doing really good. It's about an hour for this one. Like if I could, I don't know if I wanted to add like the Joker back here, like looking like oh, you know, like big eyes. So I was gonna look up specifically how the Joker looks in this show, so that way I could draw the right version of him. Let's see. Let me look him up real quick. Because Joker actually looks specific to this show. There we go. Take some quick little pictures. Yeah, that'll work. I think that's a good enough reference. There you go. Flip this. Oop. No, I flipped it the wrong way. Oh, there we go. Okay, now we're good. Now I've got reference. Okay, cool. Yeah, I feel like I got to put Joker back there since it's Harley. Unhinged. It's like, hey, so some person, oops, I hit the wrong buttons. Curse my eyes. Too late. We're gonna have a quick little appearance by Joker back here. He's looking at the little reference. The show actually he has like a pretty classic version of him, right? There we go. With the suave hair and a whole bit. Where's my goddamn car, Bruce? All right. I think our evening at Gotham is all set up. All right, so we have evening at Gotham. I think this is good. It's set up good. I'll always offer the option, especially when we pencil it like this in regular pencil, where we can actually still erase bits. So whoever wins this piece, if you do want to make it, if you want to lean it not safe for work, we can totally do that. Now, I do have, for everybody coming in late, we're still going to sketch one more thing tonight, come up with some funny ideas for tonight, but there is one bonus piece of artwork that we're going to auction off tonight, and it's this 2-page spread from the Nira X Zombie versus Cheerleaders crossover issue. And this is like the holofoil edition. You're going to get the issue along with the artwork, and it's a 2-page spread from the issue. Let me see. There we go. There we go. There it is, right there. So it'd be kind of cool. It'd be fun to see if you guys would like to bid on this. It'd be kind of fun to offer it for tonight. I just want to let you know that that's coming later, so that way, if you wanted one piece more than another piece, or bidding on things or whatever like that, it's coming up a little bit later. So this one is set. This one is good to go. So we'll see what our second idea is of the night. Let me see. Oh, let me scroll up a little bit. I fell behind on the chat. Let me see here. Okay, some person says some girl in the background slipped and fell, butt sticking out, no face. Pick whichever hero. You know what? There's enough room for that. There's enough time for that. We can make time for a butt. We have all this space right here, and that would be funny. And it's Clayface, so this poor girl is going to be stuck. I like that idea. I gotta jump on it right away, so that way. Let me put this up here. It's reminding me of the butt sticking out of the cake that we're doing for Ken's piece. I think it's Ken's piece, because I have to change the trajectory of the character. But this girl, she just fell down. So there we go. All right, so we got the mud. Got this going like this. You know what? I'll put some distinctive bottoms on her so we have an idea of who she is. I think you'll be able to guess. She has the most distinctive bottoms of all. She's not really a Gotham chick, but she is a DC chick, and often enough with the Batman family that this could work. All right, so we've got this. Here we go. I'll drive the point home. I'll draw the lasso. All right, so we added one extra element. I like it was worth taking a little time to do that. It was good. It's good. Unhinged says valid. Gil Rivera, hey, what's up? Glad you're hanging out with us, dude. That's awesome. Gil says, "What up, Bill and everybody? Loving the sexy Harley and Catwoman. That's cool, man. I'm glad you're liking the piece. We're throwing a lot of ideas around, seeing what sticks. I think we're gonna do one more piece tonight. We've got an hour until midnight. At midnight, we do an auction, and we actually auction off these pieces to lucky winners at the end of the evening. So these are the ideas that everybody in the chat has actually come up with for the evening. I'll turn it sideways so that way you can actually see the whole thing. There you go. The light was kind of like blowing it out a little bit. So this is all the chat, man. This is everybody's ideas coming together and seeing what sticks on the canvas, as it were. Let's see. Jason says the claw. It's the claw. Paul says that is gorgeous, Harley Bill. Aw, thanks, dude. I'm glad that she was able to live on this paper. Is good. Kevin says, Courtney, any ideas for this? Some person says Young Frankenstein reference. Uh-huh. Paul says Abby Normal. Oh, Abby Normal, of course. It's someone named Abby Normal. It's abnormal, you idiot. Unhinged says, whoa, that's rad. Thanks, dude. Some person says, Alfred, it seems to be having scones with my cream tea. Courtney says, I think it's pretty full as is. Yeah, this is definitely finished. This one is complete for the evening. We'll see what our second piece of the evening will start to entail. We were sort of talking about like the lingerie Super Bowl. Having some cyber angels in the lingerie Super Bowl. We have a little less than an hour, so we'll have to see if we can make something work. I don't know if a single character thing. I think the lingerie bowl, that'd be fun, but it'd be more fun to draw like a couple characters. That's might take a little bit too long. As Kevin says, the guy in the Vader helmet looks like Simon Whistler. Paul says, don't auction that off, Bill. That is for a museum. It belongs in a museum. Some person says, depravity reached. Ken says, Joker's eyes are perfectly aligned. Yes. Kevin Green says, Catwoman. Oh, you know what? I just let that one go, too, because I just let things go sometimes. But it's meant to be Batgirl. So we got Batgirl. We got Nira X as Batgirl. So we mixed up a few different things there. Kevin says that's wonderful. Thank you, dude. Paul says, I wonder how that is. Some person says the story Wonder Woman doesn't know about Clayface yet, so it's baffled. She's baffled at what to do. Yeah, she's just like completely confused. So she just like fell into Clayface. Kevin says DC said that Batman doesn't go down, but that doesn't mean that his girlfriends don't. Yeah. Summer says, I mistook the Joker for Alfred. Yeah. Until I get the inks on him, it'll be more obvious that that's the Joker. And when I get some color on it too, I'm gonna put some color on this one. This will be a good one for the Patreon page. So we'll put some digital colors on this one too. Got a lot to catch up on, so thanks for being patient with that. Ken says next piece: Gal Gadot and Linda Carter proving who's the best version. Ken says the fact that DC said it was ridiculous. Kevin says they are making fun of the canceled TV show version. Fatang, what's up, dude? Glad you're hanging out with us tonight. That's awesome. Kevin says, I know Ken says Bruce had to learn every version of interrogation, especially the ones that worked the best out with him. Bruce is a completist. He's a perfectionist. He has to know everything. Kevin says Batman is a cunning linguist. Very cool. Saying hello. That's very cool. All right, let me set this one aside for a moment. I had also started this piece, but this was like several live streams ago on another show. I even forget where it was that I started drawing that one. But we also had this piece. If you guys want me to continue working on this piece as the second piece, I could finish inking it for the second half of the show, or we could try the lingerie idea with the football lingerie, because we were talking about football earlier. Or you can give me a new idea, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So I will look at the chat, and we will see what we decide. It's like we basically have a good 50 minutes, so I think we have enough time to draw one more piece. Either draw one more pencil piece, or perhaps get most of the inks done on this one, or do something new. So I'll see what you guys say. This is all about the chat, man. I'm here as an emissary. Kevin says, I know Bruce had to learn every version of interrogation. Yes. That's the one that I read. Okay, now I'm caught up. Let's see. Ken says, "Where's my goddamn electric car, Bruce?" That's the line that got me, dude. It's like, so I watched that episode, and I've got to watch the rest. It's like the sense of humor in the show is pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. Maurice, what's up, dude? Glad you're hanging out with us, man. Late to the party, but hello, everyone. Oh, we're glad you're with us, man. We're glad you're with us. We're still here for another hour. We're not going to do the auction until midnight. So we've got 50 minutes to see what sketching can be done. Night Phoenix says that's nice, whatever it is. I was starting to draw. I think the idea was that I was drawing kind of a Venom Gwen, kind of a Spider Gwen venomized. So that's why I had the tongue coming out of her outfit here, and like still had the hoodie, but with the teeth around it and stuff. But I still opened it up in the middle because I wanted to see her midriff. Paul says, late to the perfect pervert party. Ken says, my view is for lingerie football. Yeah, it is what we were talking about earlier. So I think we could shoot for the lingerie football. Let me get a fresh sheet of pep here. And we'll see about lingerie football. I know it. Yeah, I kind of figured view meant vote. At least I looked ahead this time. Sometimes I'm trying to decode stuff, and all I got to do is like read one more in, and you'll give me the answer. Kevin says, I think the Wonder Woman idea is a good one. We are on a DC kick tonight. Some person saying hello. Cool. Oh, Maurice is saying, oh, Venom Gwen. Yep. Venom Gwen. Venom loves to put his tongue to good use. Some person says, midnight auction, no souls, just money. All right, well, we did have a few votes for the lingerie situation. So we'll start with that. What I don't know right off the top of my head is what character, or maybe two characters. Let me see. We've got 50 minutes. Might be able to get two characters in here. Get a good tackle. But which two characters are we talking about? Cyber Angels. I'll start with Allura, just because we were mentioning her earlier in the show. So I think I'm going to have Allura barreling forward, trying to score. There's no innuendo there. Let me get a grimacing expression on her face. Allura has those powered up eyes. I like her eyes like that. But we'll have to see who the second character is. Is it going to be Mercy? Is it going to be Nira? Is it going to be another Cyber Angel that we haven't featured as often? Let me get Allura set up here, and then we will figure that out together. Allura being a little bit more muscular. She's as far as Cyber Angels go, she's a bit more of a tank. A sexy tank, mind you, but a tank nonetheless. So I could see her running for the goalposts. I'll give her a cool looking helmet. She's gonna have like a Cyber Angel-esque football helmet. That way we stay on theme. Can't forget her beauty mark. That's what makes her Allura, other than her eyes. All right, let's figure out her helmet real quick. As soon as I get her helmet kind of set up, I'm going to go right back into the chat and make sure I don't fall too far behind. This kind of harkens back a little bit to the those original Cyber Angel helmets that used to be on the characters back in the day. I don't know if you remember those guys. But they were always fun. I really like drawing those. I'll have her hair coming out from underneath the helmet here in a minute. All right, so we got a little bit of action here so far. I think I'll definitely have Allura holding the ball, and then we'll see who she's literally destroying to get past, so she can get to the end zone. And then we'll set up her outfit. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool and lingerie-ish. Okay, let me scroll back up here so I can figure out where I left off. All right, Paul. Paul says going to have a Halloween month theme for October. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, definitely. We love Halloween around here, so having some Halloween theme for October is definitely going to be fun. Ken says he usually does, Paul, but it's good to bring it up though. It's good to bring it up, so that way we can start thinking about juggling some Halloween themed ideas and figure out what we want to do. Let's see. Maurice says for October, Nero with Vampirella and Lady Death. Yes, yeah, I like where you're going. I like where you're going. With their hair color, it's a black and white theme. Yeah, for sure. Yep, I like it. Let me see here, Kevin. Kevin's sharing something with me. What are you sharing? What are you sharing, Kevin? Let me tap on it. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Okay, let me turn the volume down on it though. Let me see here. Yeah. Kevin was sharing this with me, like this Venom cosplay. That's dope. That is cool. Yeah, thanks for sending that, dude. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. It's good inspiration. Let's see. Night Phoenix says, I remember Venom Gwen being mentioned, but I don't remember seeing the art. Here we go. I'll let you take a look at it again. Yeah, I'll leave this up here just for a second while I'm catching up with the chat. Yeah, it's like she started out really good, and it's like I think I'm gonna have like drips and stuff because I have her belly exposed. I like having like the midriff. But I'm probably going to have like little drips and stuff, like connecting the top and the bottom a little bit, just like with tendrils and stuff. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Let's see. Paul says, October will be pumpkin pervert party. You know us too well, my friend. That is why you're welcomed here. Some person says, so Allura is extra thick. Yeah. Allura is extra thick. It's like Nira is supposed to be like basically like 6 foot tall. She's like the star of the show, 6 foot tall, big guns, right? But she's athletic build, even though like she's, got the anti-gravity chest and whatnot. Allura though, she's thick. She's a little thicker. So if you were to look at both of them together, you would know which one was the linebacker. Even though like Allura is not like, she's not a refrigerator, so she's not that thick, but she's definitely thicker than Mira. Now you can tell she's got more muscle. Ken says Allura is the bomb. That's her power. She explodes. Night Phoenix says, what's the next Nira book coming up? The next one coming up right now, we're delivering Nira X Dark Seas #3, which is the last in that 3-issue miniseries. And that's something that I'm finishing up as we speak. So that way I can get it out to Tom over at Committed. He's our fearless publisher over at Committed Comics. And so that he can get it right to the printer. So that's what we're delivering right now. As far as what's coming up next, there is a book coming up next. Little bit not supposed to talk about it at the moment because we got some surprises and we got some things. So, but we are working on the next thing, and it's going to be fun. I think you guys will like it. Ken says, looks like a Starship Trooper helmet. Yeah, a little bit, right? Like a little bit of a mix between because Starship Trooper helmets have that sort of look, but also like the Macross helmets because they have that rim, that brim where like the visor would come down and stuff. It's like, maybe I should have the visor coming down. See, you give me ideas without even giving me ideas. There we go. Nice. Always love those Robotech helmets. Maurice says that visor kind of reminds me of the old cartoon as a kid called G-Force. Yes, a lot of influence from all that stuff, dude, for sure. It's like Robotech, G-Force, like there's so much influence from all of those cartoons. Those are the ones that I kind of grew up with, man. So it's like that influence is definitely in my brain. Night Phoenix says, I was just about to bring up G-Force. Yep. Ken says, AKA Battle of the Planets. This is true. That's how I watched it. It was Battle of the Planets when I watched it. Maurice says, Bill, you need to do a female Tron for next month with Ares coming out. That's fucking good. That's a good idea. I like that. I like that a lot. Definitely be timely with that one. Yep. Ken says, I bet Allura has some very Dom style lingerie. She might. That would fit her personality a bit, I think. Kevin says that Nero Vampirella and Lady Death makes me think of an Oreo. I love Oreos. Maury says cookie in the middle, cream on the outside. Jason says, I believe it's Gwenum. Yes, Jason, you are correct, good sir. Ken says, if Venom Gwen had a tongue like that, she probably would never leave the house. Kevin says, perfect piece of pumpkin pie pervert party. That'll be the name of the whole thing. Kevin says that tongue belongs to the Lickalotopus. Let's see, that helmet reminds me of the Thor helmet from Ragnarok. Yeah, with the wings and stuff. Yep. A lot of influences, man. It's like you can really spot where my brain has been. All right, so let me get a little body position here for her. Make sure she's got the ball. All right, let's see what we got here. I want to see the laces on the ball. Laces out! Sorry, Ace Ventura. It's not my fault, man. It just happens. Of course, the ball is pushing up one of her breasts. Why wouldn't it be in Bill's world? All right, got a little strappy things here. Got like a neck thing. Got like an arm under the boob thing. All right, got to have her hand down here, kind of like shielding a little bit. Dig the fingerless gloves. Give her some little lingerie action. There we go. Now I gotta kind of think about where the other character is going to go. underneath the massive speed. Oh man, it's like I drew her butt like way up there. It went too high. Never go full hip. That's why I keep spinning the paper around, so that way that way my brain doesn't just go, whoa! What the hell? What were you thinking? My boy went into orbit. I'll make that belly button a little bit smaller. There we go. All right, starting to get where we need to go. That's good. That's good. There we go. Let me do a little. Always like that little thing, the little open part of the glove. Getting there is good. Okay, let me scroll up a little bit. Let me see here. Jason says, to be honest, I hated the Venomize event, but it pushed books for Marvel. Yeah, it did push sales. But, you can only push a gag, but so far. It's like taking that same theme over and over and over again. It's like Venom, when Venom was the only Venom, that was my favorite time because he was just so uniquely him. But I love drawing Venomized characters too, so, I'm guilty of it also. I see Kevin says, Allura wants no underinflated balls in her hand. Some person says the ball could be someone's head. Could very well be. Maybe the other character is Mercy for the size contrast, and she's holding onto the ball but being dragged. Oh my gosh. Fuck, that's a good idea. Okay, between some person's comment of the ball could be someone's head and Ken's comment right now, we just got a new direction for this piece. We have enough time, and it would be awesome. So I think Allura is going to be dragging Mercy. Mercy's got the ball. Let me see how this is going to be positioned here. She's just dragging her. Yeah, I think we could pull this off. I think we could do this. Good idea, guys. You guys took it to the next level. And you're right, the size difference between, because Mercy is just a lot more petite than Allura. So this could be awesome. Okay, let me fix the size of her face just a little bit. All right, figuring out where things are going to fit here. It's like putting together a puzzle, like you're sculpting, It's like certain things are basically where they're going to be, and then certain things can get moved around, but not everything can get moved around, or else it'll mess up other things. So it's funny. We'll figure this all out. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good stuff. I gotta make some room for Mercy to have a helmet on because I don't think she would have had her. We don't want her helmet to get knocked off. There we go. Carving some space here. Her arm's literally bending the wing from her helmet. All right, this is going to be more dramatic than I was planning. This is good. This is good. This is what's fun about tossing the ideas around. And I gotta see how Mercy's grabbing onto the ball here. Mercy's hair coming out from underneath the helmet a little bit. Little lingerie for Mercy here. Okay, we're on track. We're on track. She's grabbing Mercy's head like it's the ball. Okay, let me catch up with the chat just a little bit before we continue. I got enough of this idea on the screen that we're not going to lose it. So that's good. That's good. Good idea, guys. A plus. A plus. Ken says, comically, of course. Kevin says, laces out. Well, it is lingerie football, so we want them in all things lacy. Paul says, oh, someone has to be spitting in someone's face. That's a possibility. Ah, I see your idea. I see your idea. Trying to fit in some Tron ideas. I do like. I see what you're doing, Mo. I see what you're doing. This might be ideas. This part of our October, along with the October stuff. We definitely have to fit in some Tron themes because that would be dope. Let's see. Kevin says the background would be a stadium with the stands filled with other Cyber Angels. Yes, yes. We have at least 16 more hours left in the show for me to fit that in. Let's see, Kevin says, Allura, I told you already, I don't need your help stretching my spine. I'm flexible enough. Just ask Nira. Night Phoenix says, Mercy is the one with the big heels, right? Yeah, Mercy has some huge heels. Huge heels, and if I had to compare her hairstyle to somebody, like more of the Vampirella hairstyle, she's got like the black bangs with the long straight hair. That's Mercy. Kevin says, don't they all have big heels? They are the epitome of the 90s. They are 90s girls for sure. Ken says Mercy was rocking the platform heels for a while. Hell yeah. Kevin says Mercy has big shoes to fill. Sai. Hello, Senor Bill. Looking great so far. Thank you, Sai. Awesome, awesome. Glad you're hanging out with us. That's awesome. That's a good surprise. I still got we still have till midnight to finish this piece, so I think we're doing okay. I think we're doing okay with time. All right, let me see where the rest of Mercy's body is gonna end up. All right, got a little shadow there. And I think not necessarily dragging her behind her, but she's definitely knocking her for a spin. There we go. And I think we'll put the football right here. She's trying to hang on for dear life. Laces out. All right, I'm gonna have her hand overlapping. She's probably hanging on to Allura for dear life at this point. So let's Hey, by the way, Ken, you realize that my lead hardly ever breaks? This pencil is still cooking. All right, so we'll give her some little black cutoff gloves. Really twisting her body around, but you know, that's how we like it. Let's see how this ends up spacing out. Got a little lingerie action right here. There we go. I like giving Mercy her trademark thigh highs. But we'll do it this time in a lingerie style. All right, let's catch up. Let's catch up with you guys in the chat. Make sure I don't fall too far behind here. Mercy's over here getting it. Very cool. Some person saying hello there. That's awesome. Let's see. Sai says the collaborative nature of how this is coming together is awesome. Oh, thank you, dude. Yeah, everybody's throwing in some really good ideas. Really, really liking it. Very cool. Saying hello. Very cool. Awesome, awesome. Sai says, are we on for this Thursday? According to Cat's Con schedule, we have 2 weeks before Virginia Beach. I believe, yes, because we skipped this week, we should be on for next week, as far as I know. But we'll touch base again to be sure, because I can't ask Kat right now because she is asleep. But we did skip it this week, so it should be every other week is supposed to be the plan. So I will definitely toss her a note, make sure that she gives me a straight answer. Kevin says there's something said about keeping one's eye on the ball, but not confusing one's head for the ball. I got you. Let's see. There's something. Oh wait, I didn't click on it. There you go. Some person says, Allura, this ball feels sweaty for some reason. Hut. Mercy's gonna die. Okay, Ken says that pen is quality Japanese craftsmanship. It's the Ginzu of pencils. Little sliced dice and julienne fries. Let's see, Paul says pencil still cooking, no hamster getting electrocuted tonight. Some person says this could be a Rockwell painting. Oh, thanks, dude. Ken says opting for not safe work on this one. You would get your money's worth. LOL. Yes, indeed. Yeah, this would be a good crazy one to kind of push that way for sure. Kevin says Coach Scribe insisted that Mercy wear her thigh highs. He said it would give her a leg up on the competition. All right, let's see what we got here. We got just a couple more elements that we gotta put in here. Let's see, got a little bit more of Mercy's hair. I want to have Allura's other leg over here, so she's just really just flying. There we go. Got to get her flying across that field. Good. And now we have to make sure we get Allura's hair coming out the back of her helmet. She'll be mad. I don't want Allura to be mad at me. Nice. There we go. Just have a little bit of the little background there. Oh yeah, Mercy's going to get it. Yeah, I'll make some little corrections here and there. Cyber Angel lingerie football. Awesome. Some person said, all of a sudden their tops exploded. So, you've read my books before. That's the plot of all my books. Okay, you realize I draw general audience books too. But these are so fun. This is weekend material right here. Ken says Thanos snapped them into demi bras. That's the overinflation led to the explosion. I know Hulk, Allura. Yeah, I kind of beefed her up a little bit more too, just because of the theme. Plus, Allura is supposed to be like she's supposed to be the muscle of the group. I'm trying to get better about drawing the different characters. I don't want to draw all the characters in the stories with the same body type. Everybody needs to have like specific body types. So Allura is like a little bit bigger, a little bit more muscle, a little bit more thick, And Mercy is a little bit more petite, a little bit more on the athletic side. Right now she's being like twisted and tackled. Kevin says, but why? Do they play with their clothes that tear so easily? Some person says, I read that in the Shatner voice. Roid rage Allura. That's how she is, man. When it comes to sports, that's what she does, man. That's what she does. But yeah, I think this is it. I'm happy with this right now. A couple of little tweaks here and there, but all that stuff is going to happen in the inking. We're going to tighten up some things here and there. Got me a little beads of sweat and stuff on there. Got to make sure I get that on there. There we go. I like her hair to kind of frame her face a little bit. Sweet. Kevin says, that's just how I intended it. Some person says, Ben Grimm Allura. So many options. Kevin says, cheerleader Nira and Malka in the background. Maybe. Got a couple minutes. That's a possibility. Let's see what we got here. Even if they pencil a little bit rough, like I'll still tighten it up. Let me see. I'm gonna need that lead to come out of this here pencil. There's the last bit of lead. Okay, more lead, please. There we go. All right, now we're good. Let's draw Malka first. Yeah, let me get the camera a little bit closer to, because these guys, they're going to be small. They're off in the background a little bit. There we go. Got Malka cheering in the background. Sweet. It was cool. Malka also has lingerie cheerleading outfit. I'll have Nira over here. Just enough time to add them in. Yeah, cool, cool. Good idea, guys. Excellent. All right, let me pull the camera back a little bit. I think this is what we got for tonight. These are the offerings for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to pop out the chat for the countdown. So I'll tell you what. Let me. I'm gonna set our pieces here, so that way we see these are our two pieces of the evening, and then we're gonna have a special. We're gonna have a special auction for. Let's see. I brought it out a couple times, but some of you may not have seen it. I had an extra piece that we're going to auction off tonight. It's a 2-page spread from the Nira X Zombie versus Cheerleaders issue, and this is the hollow foil cover edition of it. And this is the big 2-page spread in the middle of the book. So this is the original art from this 2-page spread. So you get the book, and you also get the 2-page spread. So we're going to have that as a last bonus auction tonight. But these are the two pieces that we have. Let me take a second so I can pop out the YouTube chat, so that way we can actually do the countdown a little bit better. Let me see. It just takes me a second. I gotta bring up the old YouTube channel. I should have done it before the show started, but it's all good. It's all good, my friend. There we go. So let me pop this out real quick so that way we have it. There we go. I'm glad the modem and everything's been behaving tonight. Everything's been working out really good. All right, let me throw this back where it needs to go with us over here. There we go. Okay, now I know where I am. Yay! I know how to push buttons. All right, let me catch up with the chat real quick, and then we'll start the auction. We'll start the auction up. But let me catch up with the chat first before we get started. That was a good idea, Kevin. I like having them in the background. All right, Kevin says Nira talking to Malka. I thought this was just going to be a scrimmage game. She's so bubbly, bouncy, busty. Ken says nice pom poms, Malka. There you go, Courtney. Courtney makes an appearance tonight. Yes. Courtney says perfect extra touch with the cheerleaders. Hey, that was Kevin's idea. That was a good idea, man. It's awesome. Kevin says you always get in on the fun things. And Courtney, awesome. Thank you, some person, for sharing those links. Very, very important. Awesome. Very cool. Pushes Bill's buttons. All right. Well, I tell you what, this was the first one that we drew this evening. So let's start the auction with our Harley Quinn piece. Let's see. Let me set this over here so I know where that's at. Hokey kadoki. All right. Good. And let me see here. Throw in our little banner here. For anybody who's joining us for the first time, or you haven't joined us before, maybe you watched from afar. We do this every Saturday. At least we try to every Saturday or so. Or if you happen to be watching this not live, you just now I just be able to explain to you like how it usually goes, and maybe you'll join us on one of our live shows. But we come up with ideas Saturday, 10 o'clock Standard Eastern Time. We all come up, hang out in the chat, have some jokes, have a good time. It's an excuse for us to just do something fun together, and we come up with some ideas, see how the sketches end up at the end of the evening, and then we auction them off to one or two lucky winners at the end of the night. Then it's just it's super simple from there. If you happen to be the winner, then I give you some PayPal information, sending it over to well, there you go. You can send it over to right here, just billmossart@gmail.com. And then in the PayPal information, please include which piece you won. It just helps keep me organized. I'm going to write it on the back of the piece either way, and also include your mailing address. And then that's really all there is to it. It's a fun time. We do it every Saturday. We like to hang out. The only rule when it comes to bidding is when you bid on something, please write the word bid next to your number. So that way I know it's a serious bid, and then we just go from there. So it's basically midnight right now. So we're going to let this go until 12:05, and then I will do a 10-second countdown in the chat, not verbally, because there's a delay between my voice and when you hear me. So I do it in the chat, so that way we know exactly who won, and there's no question who came in first and all that good stuff. So Kevin's already in here. He's like, I'll buy that for $1. Thanks, Kev. You're awesome, dude. Ken is in here with 20. Thank you so much, Ken. And like I said, we're going to let this go until 12:05, and then we'll do a 10-second countdown from there. Paul in the room with 69. Awesome. Our traditional 69, my friend. You know what's up. You're awesome. See, there you go, Paul. Oops, there we go. Kevin says, wow, my phone is running about 3 seconds faster than my computer. Odd. Just think of all the perverted things that you can make happen if you win this, Paul. I know. Hey, that's my 69. All right, Paul's in the room right now with 69. Awesome. And that's for the Harley, the Saturday Night in Gotham piece. Got about 4 minutes left, a little less than 4 minutes. And then we will do our 10-second countdown. You guys came up with a lot of really cool ideas this week. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. It kind of it re-energizes me for the rest of the week. Keeps me creative, man. And like I said, it's an excuse for us all to hang out and stuff. So I really, really like hanging out with everybody and having a good time coming up with these ideas. And remember that there's 2 more pieces tonight. So depending on what you would like to bid on, the second piece is going to be the second piece that we drew. And then the third piece is our bonus piece, which is the 2-page spread. And it is going to come with the holofoil cover edition of that book that it's actually from. So that way you kind of know what's going on. We know what's coming up. Yeah, that piano almost kicked my ass today. If you ever decide to take apart a piano, think about it first. Watch a video or two, Actually, that's what I did. I jumped on YouTube and I watched a couple videos on how other people took apart pianos. So I didn't go into it blind at all. It's like okay, this comes apart, this comes apart. So there's an order to it that'll make it a little easier. So at least, it's not that bad. As Kevin says, if it had fallen on you, that would have kicked your. If it would have fallen on me, I'd still be there. And don't get me wrong, we actually got it to the back porch, and it did tip over. And my response to it falling over was, "Don't catch it. Do not catch it." Kevin says, "Good thing there was no tension on those piano strings." Oh, they were all tensed up, dude. It takes. I actually got away with not having to loosen up all of the strings before taking it apart. So I kind of got lucky the way that it kind of fell apart after I got enough screws out of it, enough sledgehammer into it. All right, there's less than 1 minute left. Paul currently has the tall bid, the tall drink of water in the room with our traditionary 69. Ken says if it falls on Bill, he pokes his head out from the rubble and his teeth are now piano keys in true animated style. he talks such music. Yes. All right, Paul's going to get a great deal on this. This is going to be awesome. We have 2 more pieces coming, so I know you guys might be biting your time a little bit. So, but time's almost up. I'm going to jump into the pop out chat, into the live chat for the 10-second countdown. Just make sure we're all in the same thing. Let's see. Sai says, so excited for Baltimore Comic-Con. Shay and I just had our press passes issued for it, so that's awesome. Oh, nice. I have to add some more shows to my list of shows for the year. I want to go to Baltimore. Kevin says, "Lucky Paul." Yeah, I think Paul might be very lucky with this one right now, which is good. All right, it's 12:05. I'm jumping over to the live chat, and we're going to do a 10-second countdown. Thank you, Sai, for teaching me how to pop out the live chat. Oh, Sai says Shay's birthday is 6 weeks from now on the Saturday night of Baltimore Comic-Con. That's cool. I think I think Kat was planning on meeting you guys up there because of that, wasn't it? I think she was just going as an attendee to hang out. Now I have to ask Kat again to make sure. Kevin says, "Now bid more." Right. Yeah, I think so too. I think that was a general idea. All right, we're going to jump in the chat now. We got the 10-second countdown starting with 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm marking it with 000 to mark it as sold. And it is sold. I'm going to scroll up real quick just to make sure we're all on the up and up. I think this is yours, Paul. Please, everybody, congratulate Paul. That was awesome. Paul in the house with 69. Thank you, my friend. And Paul, you can let me know in the chat, or you can message me privately or whatever. First of all, let me write down your name on the back of this one. I know that this one is yours. Let me know if you want me to ink it just the way that it is, or if you just want me to push it a little bit more not safe for work. You can let me know in the chat if you like. Please, everybody, congratulate Paul. That was awesome. Ken Zazer says congrats. Kevin Green says congrats, but remember to add 20% bidder premium. Sai says congrats to Paul. Oh, very cool. As is, my friend. Okay, so I'm gonna write that down. Make sure that I Got that. It's perfect. The note is in a perfect place for me to find it because it is right on the artwork. Thank you, Paul. You're awesome, dude. Safe for Gotham. Very, very cool. Let me see. Sai says Shay's the one who keeps our plans together in her head. I'd write things down, but I don't want to upset the talent. Kat is actually kind of taking over, the whole scheduling part of everything that we do also over here. So I think her and Shay have this in common. They're the schedulers of life as it is. All right, this is our second piece of the evening. It is almost 12:10. I'm just writing down a quick note here for Paul's piece. So now we're going to do the lingerie football piece, and we'll start that now. Kevin in the room with the dollar. I'm going to write it down. Out of respect, man. $1 for Kevin. Ken in the room with 69. Yeah, you made sure to get the 69. You made sure to get the 69. That's our tradition. Paul, you were so close. You were so close. Ken beat you to it by seconds. All right, Ken is in the room with 69. Let me see. It's 12:09, so 12:04. Oh, no, 12:04. What am I talking about? 12:14. 12:14. We will do a 10-second countdown. Kevin's like, hey, how dare you? Night Phoenix in the room with 75. Thanks, dude. Kevin tried to beat you with 69.69, but Night Phoenix currently top bid in the house with 75. Kevin's like that hay was a Fonzie hay. Hey. Paul says, only on 69 tonight, Paul pervert. Only won once. You're awesome, dude. All right, got less than 4 minutes to go. Almost 3 minutes to go. Somewhere in that neighborhood. At 12:14, we'll be calling it. I'll be doing a 10-second countdown in the live chat. Night Phoenix in the house with 75 right now. For Cyber Angel lingerie football. That's what I'm talking about. I love the ideas tonight, dude. We have done well. The paper gods are pleased. All right, I think we got like 3 minutes left. Good Saturday, good weekend. I was going to be working on a mural tomorrow, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So I will be continuing to work here in the studio. Kevin says live on Channel 69, Cyber Angels Gone Wild. All right, waiting for 12:14. It's still 12:11. This is going to look really fun in color too. Like a lot of the pieces the plan is to take the pieces from the show and then we post them on my secret Patreon page. And we try to put them in color. And if we do we might actually do like two versions if we do a digital color on it too. So sometimes we'll have the regular version of it up and then we'll have like a not safe for work version of it. Courtney in the room with 80. You're awesome. Courtney in the house. Thank you, Courtney. Sweet. Courtney in the house with 80. Chris Dehan coming in with 83. Thanks, dude. $83 for Chris Dehan. Kevin Green says, dope. You guys are awesome. I already got the 1 minute left. Almost 12:14. Oh, by the way, thank you, Paul. I just saw your PayPal pop up on the old phone here. Thank you so much, dude. You're all set there. Awesome. Paul says, my bill debts are cleared. Just sent the PayPal. Got to pay the bill. Ken in the house with 90. Thanks, dude. Chris Dehan back in with 95. Awesome. Bringing the big guns. That's what I'm talking about. Night Phoenix says, boy, that escalated quickly. All right, Chris Dehan is in the room with 95. Almost time. It's 12:14. Here we are. All right. I'm jumping into the live chat now. Doing a 10-second countdown. So that way, if there's any sniping to be had, 9, 8. Kevin's de-escalation for 369. That's not how it works. All right, Chris Dehan is in the room with 95, continuing the countdown. And of course, the 3-second rule is always in effect. If we get to 3 seconds and you interrupt with a bid at 3 seconds, we start at 3 seconds again so that people have a chance to bid on the piece. So continuing on though, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, marking it sold with 000 and sold. All right, I'm going to scroll up just to make sure nothing popped up in between. I believe we're good. Chris Dehan, this piece is yours, my friend. Awesome. Please, everybody, congratulate Chris. This was an awesome little run. Football lingerie action. Very cool. Kevin says, congrats. Paul says, good job, Chris. That's awesome. Ken says, congrats. You guys are awesome. Courtney says, congrats to Chris. Awesome. Very, very cool. Chris Dehan says, thank you. Thanks so much, dude. Also, Chris, if you want to let me know if you want me to ink this piece as is or lean it a little bit more, not safe for work, you can let me know right now in the chat if you would like. And I know that you've got the other stuff, you got the other information already. Very, very cool, dude. Night Phoenix says, congrats. Very cool. Kevin says, now send it to me. All right, I'm going to write your name on the back of this one, Chris, so that way we know everything is cool. And if you let me know in the chat, or you can message me privately. Either way, it's like totally cool. As soon as you message me and let me know if it's going to be as is, just as the artwork is, or lean it a little bit more, not safe for work. Now I'll put a little note on the back of this piece, so that way we got our ducks in a row, got everything all set. Courtney says, Kevin, it's like, I'll send you $3.69, Kevin. I will send you the money. All right, I'm going to set your piece over here. Keep that safe. All right, this is our bonus piece of the evening. I'm going to write that down right here. All right, let me get this 2-page spread opened up. All right, there's that whole 2-page spread. Let me hold it up a little closer to the camera. You get a little details, all this little stuff, all these little people in the background. Got these cheerleaders getting attacked by zombies in the foreground. And then, of course, I'll put the comic up here too because you are going to receive the comic also. So I'll put this up in the corner. And let's see, it's almost 12:20, so it's going to go till 12:25. Well, it's 12:18, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It's going to go to 12:23. I'll write it down so I don't have to do math in the middle. And we can go ahead and start that now, my friends. That's awesome. Let's see, Courtney is asking a good question. Are these modeled off real people? And the answer is yes. There is a comic shop in Iowa that we've done signings at a few times, and just a really good group of people. And I wanted to put everybody that we knew of that went to the comic shop in this piece. And so that's what we did. So I put like little initials. So when you look at the actual page in the book, because I'm not a portrait guy, but I get close enough, we can kind of tell who everybody is. So I kind of like have like little initials next to each person, so that way everybody knows who they are in in this big action scene. So they're modeled off of people that all treated us really super cool at this comic shop called Limited Edition, and it's in Cedar Hills. Cedar Hills. It's been a few years since I've been there, so I remember it's in Iowa, and they're super cool people. Love you, Rob, if you're listening. They always treated us super cool. I miss them. I actually want to go back and do a signing again as soon as I can get back up there again. Let's see. Night Phoenix says, I know I can't afford this, but I'll start with 69. You know what? The traditionary 69 is a good place to start, my friend. Thanks so much, dude. We will honor your 69, my friend. And who knows? Who knows? You may actually get it for 69. We'll see. We'll see how the evening goes. We've got till 12:23. Ken says, I love that the cover has a TSOTG notebook. we try to hide our branding in there. Try to hide Ken's branding wherever we can. Kevin says, hey, everyone wants my 69. Kevin says, I will just give you my $1. You know, out of respect, Kevin, I'm going to write down your dollar. All right, Night Phoenix is in a room with 69. Awesome, awesome. Kevin is like, where is this notebook? Is it on the cover? Or is it on one of the variant covers? No, it's on the main cover. It's right here. It's on the main cover. See right here. TSOTG. Let's see, how close can I hold it before it won't focus anymore? Trust me, it's right there. It's right there on this little notebook. TSOTG, my friend. This could be the bargain of the evening, my friends. You just never know. But that's the fun of doing something unexpected and something unannounced for the show. Oops, here we go. Kevin says, is that like trying to find the cats on Jim Palin's covers of Catwoman? Very similar. Oh, Night Phoenix. The book is going to come with the art. So I'm gonna sign the cover. I'll bag and board it, and it's going to come with the artwork when you receive the artwork. Just make sure that when you send in your PayPal, that you have your mailing address and stuff in the notes section of that PayPal payment. Okay, that way I know where I'm sending it to. It's like, oh, there's the TSOTG. Ken says, is there a not safe for work option on this one? Not really. No, this is the original work as it appeared in the issue. So it'll be just as it is. Very cool, Night Phoenix. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it comes with it. It comes with it. Kevin says, I do not want to see them naked. All right, we're almost ready. And you know what? It's 12:23 right now. We got a 10-second countdown coming right now. Right now, Night Phoenix is sitting as the top bid right now at 69, and I'm jumping into the chat, into the live chat for the countdown, starting with 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Oh, we have an interruption. Unhinged in the room with 75. Thanks, dude. Write that down. Cool. And we shall continue. Kevin is like, I just had a Porky's tally record come to mind. All right, Unhinged in the room. And remember, the 3-second rule is still going to be in effect. So if something gets interrupted in the 3 seconds, we start the 3 seconds over again. So we stopped on 4. Unhinged says, I stepped away for a second. I'm glad I got back. For sure, dude. So we stopped at 4, so we're actually starting at 3 anyway. So starting at 3, 2, 1. And I'm about to mark it sold with a 000. And it is sold, my friends. Let me see. Make sure nothing got in between. Unhinged. You are the winner, my friend. Please, everybody, congratulate Unhinged. Yeah, awesome. Very, very cool. Thanks, dude. You got back like in a nick of time. Now, I'm not positive if you've won one before, so I'll throw up the payment thing on there that I had from before, just so you know where that's at. Ken says, what a deal. Night Phoenix says, congrats. You're awesome, dude. Ken Sazer says, congrats. Unhinged says, what's the shipping? You know, if you wanted to add a little shipping to it, I would accept it, but you don't have to. Like, whatever the artwork goes for during the auctions, if I know how to pronounce things correctly, whatever it goes for the auctions, you got it for 75. That means I'm covering the shipping. And, you know, if anytime that somebody wants to send a little bit extra, that's because, you know, you want to do it yourself, but it's not because you have to. Okay. And I think all of us here are domestic US shipping. So it's totally cool. This is what it went for. So absolutely. All you need to do is, you know what? I'll put it up on the screen right now, just so you have it. If you send your PayPal to this right here, billmossart@gmail.com, and just make sure that you have like your name that goes on your mailing address and your mailing address and stuff listed in the notes section of your payment. That way I know where the artwork is going to. You do not have to add anything extra for shipping. That's how the auction works here for Saturday nights. Thanks, dude. That was your question about the shipping. Christine says, congrats. Awesome. Kevin says, lucky fella. Very, very cool. Unhinged saying, thanks, y'all. Very cool. Night Phoenix says, I still want a copy of that book. Well, I believe I do have another copy of the book that I can send you. So if you would like to, you know, before we sign off, I'm going to make sure I have it in hand before, because you could send me a PayPal right now for the book. If you wanted to send me $20 for the book, this is for the hollow foil cover. That'll cover the shipping. Also, I'll ship it to you in a Gemini box, and you could send your PayPal to here, billmossart@gmail.com. Just make sure you put down in the notes that it's for a copy of the issue, the hollow foil issue. I'll know what you're talking about. and make sure that your mailing address and stuff is on there with the name that goes on your mailing address, or else I will address it tonight, Phoenix. And just to be on the safe side, I'm going to step away for just a second, and I'm going to make sure that I have a copy of that book in my hand before you send your PayPal. Okay, so just take me a second. I'll just take a quick look. Make sure that I got it. I've got it, sir. I've got a copy just for you. All right, let me set it over here. Let me put my my headset back on so that way, if I don't hear the music from the show, I feel like I'm not in the show. So I do have an extra copy just for you, my friend. So if you wanted to, you could PayPal me right now for this, and I will mail it to you. The $20 does cover shipping and everything, and I'll throw in an extra sticker and whatnot. I appreciate you, guy. Courtney says the foil book cover is super cool. Yeah, I really like the foil on the cover. I really like it a lot. It came out really nice. Thank you so much for complimenting the cover. Yeah, we got a lot of pieces tonight, dude. All right, so we got the 2-page spread with the book. We got our 2 sketches for the evening. We've got the extra issue. Just let me know, if you want to, and if you're not going to order it, just let me know that too. You could shoot me a message. Totally cool either way. I don't want to corner you. I know it's $20. All good, my friend. All good. RJ, hello, my friend. I'm glad you're hanging out with us. We're almost at the end of our show, but I'm glad you popped in so that that we're doing this on Saturdays. We show up here on at 10 o'clock Standard Eastern Time on Saturdays is our typical show time, and at midnight we have an art auction. So we do some sketches, we throw around a lot of ideas with each other. So I'm glad you showed up so we could say hello and hang out for 2 seconds before we all have to sign off. Oh, thanks, dude. I appreciate you sending a little extra for the shipping. That's really nice of you, man. That's really nice. Awesome. I'm just making sure that I see it here. I want to make sure that I have your address too. Very, very cool, dude. Thanks, man. Excellent. Got it right here. All right, cool. Awesome, bro. Night Phoenix says, done. Awesome. Thanks, dude. I'll make sure to sign the front of the book, and I'll bag and board it. I'll put some goodies in there. RJ says, nice. I'll be back. Nah, very cool, dude. Very cool. Get to the chopper. No, I'm always happy. It's like we're growing like a really, really cool group here. I think everybody, just about everybody, knows everybody. If not personally, they know each other because of we keep on running into each other online on different YouTube shows, and I think everybody's familiar with everybody in the chat. And that's just really, really cool. We're building a really, really cool group of friends here, and I really do appreciate everybody. And this is our excuse to hang out. Every Saturday we get together for a couple hours, just get away from all the deadlines and just get away from the rest of the week and do something fun, and then we enjoy the rest of the weekend. Let's see, address is there. Yeah, very cool. Oh yeah, for sure. I keep on calling you on Hinge. I know you're Jason. But it keeps me straight. Everybody has like their 3 names, Very cool. Thank you for bidding tonight. Super fun to have you here, dude. Let's see, Kevin says, remember everyone, tomorrow is National Grandparents' Day. Wish them all the best. Without them, you wouldn't be here. Yeah, this is very true. This is very true. And very thoughtful to make sure that you mentioned that. I like that. I like that, dude. Gotta treat people good. Gotta be nice to family. All that good stuff, man. Well, I hope everybody had a good time tonight. I think you guys did. If you know anybody who wants to join us, totally cool. Bring them along. We can hang out, toss ideas around. I like how the group is growing, and I really like having all the fun ideas and all the good stuff. Hope everybody enjoys your Sunday. I'm gonna chill out for a little bit. I think I'm gonna sit down. I need to. I think I'm gonna go out and buy a Slurpee. I need something cold to drink. You know what I mean? Let's see here. I'm almost ready to cut out. And whoops. There we go. Now I'm ready to cut out. All right, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you so much again for hanging out with me. And we'll see you again, hopefully, next Saturday, 10 o'clock Standard Eastern Time, and we'll do it all again. We get to hang out and have some fun. Enjoy your Sunday, everybody. Everybody have a good one. All right. Good night.
Good night, Seattle.